Hi everyone, Ben here. Welcome to lesson 6 of my beginner piano lesson series. In this lesson, we're having a look at playing with both hands. I've got an exercise for you that will help develop your ability to play with both hands. And in this lesson, I've actually got 2 pieces for you. The first piece helps you to play with both hands separately, and then the second piece pushes it a bit further and teaches you how to play with both hands at the same time. So let's get straight to it. So firstly, the exercise. It's a development on one of the exercises we've done earlier in the lesson series. I want you to bring your right hand to the keyboard with your thumb on C, and I also want you to bring your left hand to the keyboard. So you have both hands on the keyboard, and both the thumbs are on middle C. And all we're going to simply do is we're going to start with our right hand, we're going to go up and down, and then we're going to pass over to our left hand and we're going to go down and up. So have a look at this, let me demonstrate. So a simple 5-finger exercise, but we're just trying to get used to having both hands at the keyboard in the position ready to play, and we're just passing, as it were, passing the melody between the 2 hands. Usual stuff, start slowly, try and play quietly, try and play loud, and then just gradually speed it up. So you're getting used to that feeling. When you've managed to do that, you can then also do it with the C major scale that we learned. I could play a C major scale in my right hand and then pass it on to my left hand like this. So it's building on the skills that we've already learnt in previous lessons, but it's just extending them to get used to this feeling of having both hands working together on the keyboard. Have fun trying that. So, as I said in the introduction, we've got 2 pieces to learn today. The first one is teaching us how to play with both hands, but separately, whereas the second one is teaching us how to play with both hands at the same time. So here's piece number 1. It's called A Walk in the Fields. Now, straight away, you can see that this is different from the pieces of music we've looked at before, because you've got both a treble clef and a bass clef. You've got 2 different staves on top of each other. The top stave in the treble clef is what you're going to play with your right hand. The bottom stave with the bass clef is what you're going to play with your left hand. So even though it looks really, really complicated, as long as you keep that in mind, top stave with the treble clef, I'm going to play with my right hand. Bottom stave with the bass clef, I'm going to play with my left hand. Then it should be fine. You'll also see that those 2 staves, there's never notes at the same time except for right towards the end. So we're playing the right hand and the left hand separately. So here's what the piece should sound like. So it's quite similar to the exercise that we were doing, in that you're playing with your right hand, then you're handing over to your left hand, then you're handing back to your right hand. The only time that you have to play the 2 hands together is in the penultimate bar, where you play this. And in order to learn how to do that, try just playing that penultimate bar just with the right hand. Then try playing the left-hand notes on their own. And then when you feel confident with those, then just try slowly putting the 2 together. So we're going to have a go at this piece with the backing track. One thing to bear in mind is just make sure you've got your left hand and your right hand in the position ready to play, and keep them there for all of the piece. Because if you take them away, then you've got to try and find where your position is. So here's what it should sound like with the backing track. Okay, so I hope you have fun having a go at that. Once you've learned how to play that piece, you can move on to the second piece called Gentle Hills. Now, this piece involves you having to play your left hand and your right hand at the same time, which is obviously a bit more tricky. A couple of things to just think about before we learn how to play this piece. Firstly, the same principle applies. Try and get both your left hand and your right hand in position before you start to play the piece. The second important thing is have a go at practicing right hand only and left hand only. The better you can play the right hand and the better you can play the left hand separately, the more chance you'll have when it comes together. So looking at this piece here, I would start by practicing the right hand part like this. And I'd go through and I'd try all of the piece with the right hand and work on it and get it as best as I can. Then I'd have a go at the left hand part. And only when I feel reasonably comfortable playing the hands separately would I start to have a go at both hands together. And the way I would do it is I would take it a bar at a time. So I would just be trying really slowly just to see, can I play this first bar, hands together? And I'd try that a few times. I'd be happy to do it as many times as I need to do till I get comfortable with it. Then I'd move on to the next bar. And once I'd done that second bar, I might say, well, can I play the first and the second bar together like this? And it requires a bit of patience, but it will certainly pay off if you can work your way through the piece like that. Once you've done all the bars, it should sound like this. Once you've learned how to play it, again, you can have a go with a backing track. Remember, get both hands in position to start with, relax, listen for the 4 clicks in, and then have a go at playing it. This is how it should sound with a backing track. And that backing track loops round again, so you've got a good chance to get used to playing the piece. So, lots to work on from lesson 6. We've had a look at playing the piano with both hands. You've got an exercise that will develop that ability, and you've also got 2 pieces to learn. The first one involves you playing with hands separately, and then the second one pushes it that bit further and involves you having to play with both hands at the same time. I hope you have fun learning all that and working on it, and I look forward to seeing you in the next lesson.